What's up, all you gals and guys? Welcome back to the Respawn Recap. You ready for this one?
Absolutely.
Hope you guys all enjoy it. It's a crazy one. Let's get it rolling. And one of the bigger controversies this week, of course, has to be talked about. I think you and me kind of fell on two different sides, which is great because there were a lot of ways to fall on this one, that being the Symfuhny accusations of the N-word stemming back now several days. A lot of community members also giving their responses, including Symfuhny, who continues to deny ever saying it, claims he did stutter, and has had that kind of speech impediment on stream many a times, as well as many other figures backing him. And this is a very interesting case because for the first time since we have ever covered these kind of things, the person he supposedly had said that word to, that being TSM Myth, also came out to defend him.
Pretty interesting. Like you said, we fell on a little different sides, but after his public release about it, I felt a little bit better of yes, he said maybe I did say that, but I didn't mean to say it. It's not in my vocabulary, but either way, it's serious. And I like that he kind of addressed that.
Yeah, and certainly if you guys have not seen his tweet longer about this, his response on stream as well, I thought it was, very well said. It did take a full day to write because it's a serious situation, right? When it comes time for wording these responses, it's super important. Then you have someone like FaZe Swag, who was also outspoken from his take, which I think he also had the right. And again, probably could have worded some things here and there a bit better, but he was also speaking completely from his right on this side of thing on a very, very controversial story. So Symfuhny has now responded, as well as many figures out there, and luckily now we can hopefully move forward. And this next one is going to be very interesting throughout the year 2021 to see potentially who could be joining FaZe Clan as a new owner. We've actually stemmed back to last summer where FaZe Banks talked about selling his ownership shares inside FaZe Clan. Of course, he is still to this day hung on to those, but I only bring this to light because it's a recent clip out there also brought to us by Norden Chat, that being FaZe Rain on a stream, saying he and maybe others are also thinking about selling their FaZe Clan shares.
I wonder who that could be at this point with so many big, media figures, rappers, basketball players, getting involved in the scene. I wonder if that's going to go, if it does happen, who would be interested.
And especially following last year, at the end of every year, Forbes has their list of esports valuations. FaZe Clan finally really climbing. It was top 5, correct? And it was, many project next year probably going to be top 3. What many people do see as, whether it's esports or gaming or entertainment, one of the more valuable brands in the entire market. So this could be a great time for these figures to sell. Not only that, but a great time for people to maybe buy in who see a giant future in FaZe Clan. So Banks and Rain have already made that note, who is to join them and potentially selling, and the giant lingering question is who wants to invest in FaZe Clan. I'm sure there are many. Certainly one of the spicier things we saw this week was actually kickstarted by Envy Hastro targeting the LA Thieves, or 100 Thieves in general. Yet again, that sparked some back and forth between him and Courage, which we've already broken down in a separate video. And what kind of kickstarted, I've never seen anything like this.
It was so wild.
Ever in my life.
Pretty intense. I mean, we got to see Thorin just completely have just some sort of, he came out of left field, first of all. He came out of nowhere and just busted into the scene and started off pretty fast and then just kept going for a while. He went kind of crazy for a while.
Yeah, and especially if someone of that note, you have someone who has esports awards under his belt, has been a part of the space for a long time. And then, yes, there were certainly back and forth with Call of Duty pros certainly prompting responses out of him, but some of those responses were they were hectic, right?
A little less than professional, I would say. Some jokes really good, but some responses oh, man.
And again, when you tweet 50, 60 times, right? Some are going to land, some maybe not so much. When you bring in some top names, and we already have another video on this as well if you guys want to catch it. Thorin has also released a lengthy episode going over his tweets as well. But when you bring in big names like Optic or Thieves or FaZe or Simp or Methods or JCap or Slasher or Octane or any of the pro players that were actually mentioned on the timeline, of course we're going to break it down for all of you guys. Maybe some more videos coming in the future, but Call of Duty this week, an absolute meltdown, but some great content. And speak of the devil in Courage versus Hastro, yet again, this is something I don't really know where I fall on, right? Because I do like and I do enjoy both sides. Maybe choosing the wrong apparel for this time. I've worn Envy merch as well. You can still sell hoodies, all right, Hastro? It was all kickstarted by the Empire, who 3-0 swept the Thieves just this past week, solidifying their spot as the #1 seed for our first Call of Duty Major and ending the Thieves' winning streak, to which Hastro, to me, simply took to Twitter to jab at 100 Thieves yet again and spark a little banter.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of on both sides of this one because I think that he was well within his right. You know, some trash talk. You know, you got to. He has some beef with them because of all the past tweets and everything like that. But then I also think he has a special little problem with them where he's bothered a little bit. But then Courage on the other side,
is
just
also
took it to
bothered.
a whole nother level. He was bothered and was bantering, and then he kept going again. And it was like, man, are you all right?
It was almost Thorin-esque, but it's kind of crazy because what Courage did, you know, was only a few tweets.
Right.
And so I can't really say it was like what Thorin did, a lot of tweets, but still what Courage did to a lot of people was like, whoa.
Right.
You're not an LA Thieves member. You are a prominent 100 Thieves member, but you're not a part of the Call of Duty team. But he is a former Call of Duty scene member as well. So, I mean, there are certainly some things he went too far. I think Hastro's response to it has been pretty awesome to say, he'll still buy him a beer, he'll watch himself maybe in the future, but he always enjoys a little trash talk to what he calls people are just kind of have become a little soft.
Hopefully that's real, by the way. I'll say that is I cross my fingers that Hastro is being legit about that if he meets him in person, it's not actually super weird, but he'll actually get him a beer.
I believe him. And now it just kind of sets us up, so when we eventually go to LAN and we catch Hastro or Courage, we can maybe pull them aside and talk about what a hectic week this was for them. And the latest news out there revolving around the DrDisRespect Twitch ban. Yes, we have talked about this for the past 8 months because it's been just over 8 months since his permanent Twitch ban, and no one still knows the exact reason. It was actually brought to us by Dan Allen Gaming and the actor from Ghost and Call of Duty, that being Jeff Leach, proposing some potential new information, which he did disclose was potentially from former or current Twitch employees, and it was one of the more feasible things we have seen out there so far that the doc maybe had been fielding offers from Mixer. He has confirmed he was on Microsoft campus before Ninja and Shroud were even signed, so it seems feasible he had an offer from Mixer and maybe using that offer to get a better offer from Twitch. And then, of course, Mixer falls through. He's already signed with Twitch. Did Twitch somehow see some bad faith negotiating about the way he used his Mixer offer? Is now the latest thing that we might be thinking is the reason why Twitch banned him.
It seems like he just got screwed over by Mixer failing there for a little bit. He had his chips all on the table. He's like, yeah, Mixer for sure. Mixer is definitely offering me big bucks. You guys have to pay me more. And then Mixer dropped off, and he was like, oh, man.
and again, it's only speculation, right?
Right.
We do not know if he actually had an offer. I think it is fair to say he probably did have one. Was that offer still existing when he was negotiating with Twitch? Did he maybe fib a little bit about how strong that offer was? We don't know those details. That's just the latest brought to us by Dan Allen Gaming as well as Jeff Leach. It's only speculation, and a lot of assumptions can be made here and there, but it's certainly an interesting theory to know. And what you said as well to end on this, imagine all of the streamers like Doc who were offered by Mixer and said, no thanks. And then to find out within a year it collapses, you could have actually cashed that free check and gone right on back. As per usual, we hope you guys all enjoy the Respawn recap. Yo, Blondie, you want to show them?
It's time to go. Let's get out of here.
You want to get out of here?
Yeah, let's go.
We'll see you guys next time. Take care.